Welcome to night number 30 of History Bedtime Stories, in bed, in our pajamas. Tonight we're talking about Mary Chase Perry, who goes on to become Mary Chase Perry Stratton, one of the two co-founders of Pewabic Pottery, the only Michigan historic pottery. Now, Mary Chase Perry is born March 15th, 1867 in Michigan's Upper Peninsula in a little town called Hancock, Michigan. After the death of her father, her family moves down to Ann Arbor, and from Ann Arbor, they eventually move down to Detroit. It's here in the city of Detroit that she takes her first ever art classes. They're evening classes that are hosted at the Detroit Museum of Art, which would later come to be called the Detroit Institute of Art, or the DIA, which we know it as today. Then in 1887, she sets off to do something pretty remarkable for a woman of her time. She wants to earn a degree in art. She goes to the Art Academy of Cincinnati from 1887 to 1889, and upon the completion of her certificate, she comes back to Detroit. And this is where luck really smiles on her. She moves into a new home, and her neighbor is Horace James Calkins. And Calkins was a dental supplier. He worked with equipment for dentists, and his sort of side hobby was developing a better kiln to make fake teeth. Well, his kiln designs were really useful for ceramics, and he actually invents a kiln called the Revelation Kiln, which is a game changer for pottery and for ceramic artists. Now, he and Mary Chase Perry found a partnership, and they actually rent the empty carriage house of Ransom Gillis in the Brush Park neighborhood to open up their first studio, which they called Stable Studios. In 1907, they are doing gangbuster business. They are doing so well that they expand, hire architects, and build a pottery on Jefferson Avenue. It's where Pewabic Pottery still exists today. It's there that Calkins keeps developing kilns, and Mary Chase Perry starts developing even more intricate glazes, including her famous iridescent glazes, which the pottery is still known for to this day. At this time, they produce architectural tiles, which can be seen in some of the finest homes in Detroit and Michigan, as well as in a lot of our institutional buildings, like the Children's Library at the main branch of the Detroit Public Library, which features this amazing Pewabic tile fireplace. They also produce lamps, vases, ornaments, all sorts of different pieces of pottery, which become not only incredibly sought after, but today incredibly collectible. Pewabic Pottery goes through a few transitions as it grows, but Mary Chase Perry marries in 1918 a fella named William Stratton and becomes Mary Chase Perry Stratton. She works at the pottery as well as teaches at Wayne State University, develops a ceramics program at the University of Michigan, becomes a charter member of Detroit Society of Women Painters and Sculptors, and until her death at the age of 94 in 1961, she was a working ceramic artist. Mary Chase Perry Stratton is one of my favorite female artists here in Detroit. And during this crazy time, while small businesses and independent makers and craftspeople are really suffering, we did what we hope you'll all do. Think about who your favorite artists are, and if they're living, reach out to them to make a purchase. One of my favorite artists is actually a woman who works in ceramics. Her name is Sarah Abend, and she owns Grammar Designs. It's a beautiful ceramic jewelry studio. We went ahead and made some purchases this week, and this gorgeous, oops, don't tell her that happened. Don't tell her that happened. This gorgeous necklace is up for grabs. What we want from you is a comment down in the comment section tagging a friend, and share this video. And next week on Friday, we'll pick a winner and we'll mail you this beautiful piece of jewelry made by Sarah. And if you're interested, up in the description of this video, I put a link to the Grammar Design website, as well as a link to the Pewabic studio website. Their art is incredibly beautiful and really well done. They're carrying on a century-old tradition, and they will happily ship you anything you purchase following that link. Wash your hands. We're going to get through this, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 8.